Do you remember training Ellie Alexandra Lacrosse?
Uh, like, I think I trained her once.
Okay. Yeah, you put her down. You had stuff for her. You signed her off on starvation, dehydration, on MDT Trello, ICU, water rescue, and no pulse.
Wait, I thought I signed her up on MDT Trello.
No. You
Is
signed her
that
off
the
on
one?
burns. Yep.
Is that the one that's signed by Mia and Ella?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
So, at any time, did she mention to you that she was a previous paramedic whilst in training?
No. Actually, I don't remember, but that was quite a while ago, so I don't think she did that.
Okay, during her training, did you run her through the House of Horrors?
As far as I remember, I think so. I need to look back at the notes, but I think me and Ella did House of Horrors.
Okay. So, that's okay. Do you recall why you didn't? Did she seem confident in her abilities from what you recall? Were you confident in all of her abilities at the time?
All of them?
Yes.
So I don't think I did. So for the House of Horrors, let me check the not Trello card, training card quickly.
Yep. Yeah, because I took her through House of Horrors a couple of times and I wasn't overly impressed, which is why I didn't really sign her off on much other than what I did.
Yeah,
you had her early on.
Yeah, from what I remember, I'm quickly just gonna look over the notes to confirm this. But from what I remember, I had her for like half an hour to an hour in one training session, and then from what I remember, if it's the same person, I've also got like cosign. Like my cosign was also put on sign off since she was run through like House of Horrors with someone else, and they just put me down since I was there.
Okay.
Let me quickly look that up here.
Yeah, I signed her off on the HIPAA and the tools and the burn and the driving.
No, that must have been someone else then. Yeah, so from what I remember, I think I signed off on that, but detail-wise, I can't really tell you since I barely remember that.
Okay. Actually, that's a good person to talk to completely.
Yeah, from what I remember, if I'm not wrong, like I said, I'm not sure about the whole XCMS thing, but from what I remember, the parts that we did there, she basically did a like textbook. So
Waiting for Ella to get on radio. So I can speak to her. Ellie. X-ray 02 pillbox.
Send it for pillbox.
Could you send Ellie to 25 with me at Parsons, please?
Sure.
10-4, thank you.
You'll want to talk to her one-on-one.
What, so my words can get misconstrued?
I'll have Mihao go with you, but not me.
That's fair.
I don't know if you're able to tell me, but did she do anything?
I just received something. She's not in trouble.
Okay.
It's just...
Yeah.
It was stated in her applications that she was a previous paramedic, and I cannot remember her. So I just want to double check. I think there may have been mistakes where it was believed she was a paramedic in this, but it might have been that she was a paramedic.
Ellie is now 76ing the Parsons.
10-4, you're a star. Thank you. could have come up in your ambulance.
Sorry, what was that again?
You could have come up in your ambulance.
I know, but I don't like to waste government resources when I'm done on duty as an EMS.
Yeah, I just think that it was just a common thing of if the police stopped, they would probably wouldn't stop you in an ambulance, but they may stop you in your car.
I mean, I would tell them to fuck off.
I mean, you could, but then you might also get criminal charges on that.
Yeah, I'm good. I know the cops know me, but... So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how fucked am I?
You're not fucked at all. Let's go this way. I'm only doing this in... I'm just gonna get Mihal to also come as a third person for wording. You're not in trouble. I'm trying to get to the bottom of what's going on.
Hey!
Do it inside or outside? To you.
I am completely clueless. I really don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I just had an edible, so...
Okay, so take a seat.
Alright, hold on. My muscles are having issues responding to my request.
Do you need... There we go.
Right.
Okay, so I received a text from Cricket saying that she was a little confused that about how you were treated as a new highway complete training and not a refresher type candidate on return, and you were an air certified paramedic before.
Right.
I don't remember you.
Honestly, I don't know. The whole thing is a whole fucking mess.
Is
So
it possible
basically,
that Cricket knows you from another city?
No. I know Cricket for a while. I've been around for 4 years. I know her for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, but I don't recall you since before.
If I'm gonna be honest with you, like I said, the whole fucking situation is a whole lot of a mess. Yeah, like I don't recall you either, but we used to work together. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know how the fuck that works.
What?
I mean, I used to be a paramedic, love.
Okay,
I still have my uniform in my closet.
so maybe we were in different units.
Maybe, probably.
Okay, so we were in different units, so that would probably explain why people might have thought we worked together, but actually we don't remember each other.
Right. Yeah, that's probably, yeah. Like, the thing is that for me, it's super hard to kind of like remember who I used to know and who I did. Like, I did know because back in the day, back in Spain, I went to visit my kid, and during my study there, I had a really terrible car crash that almost cost me my life, and I was in the ICU for 5 days. And I
so
had
sorry.
and I had kind of like, I wouldn't say super severe, but severe brain damage. So,
Okay, so that would explain where the confusion has come from, because clearly we've come from two different units.
right, probably, yes.
Yes. And since the units have merged into one since February,
Right,
you've not been here.
right. But the thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you, I am like, during my training, to every single one of my training officers, my FTOs, I mentioned that I used to work as a paramedic in Pillbox. And that I was a returning paramedic. I mentioned it multiple times.
Okay, so every single one of those trainers, every trainer we have in EMS has the ability to sign off based on scenarios.
Right.
I've talked to some of those previous trainers, and they said that some of the thing they wanted to see was practice in the field.
Right.
And
But you know how much of a ghost town this city was. But during my training, there was absolutely nothing going on. I would be on duty for at least 2 to 3 hours, and there was nothing going on.
so at that point, you have my number.
Exit 483
Did
to
you
PD
try
dispatch.
reaching out to me?
I don't like to use people's MDTs as long as it's for a medical reason to contact them. I
We
don't have
had
your number.
multiple
received an
shots
email
fired
threat,
at Sandy Hospital.
Yeah, but
10-4, we'll have a unit on the way.
I am kind of like,
10-4, thank you.
um, I don't. Wow, sorry, the A-Ball is kicking. Yeah, I'm kind of like a little bit kind of like careful with the information I use when it comes to emails.
That's absolutely fine. That kind of information,
Next was 20.
absolutely fine. You can use that.
Right.
Next
Training 1
time,
will 76 up to Sandy.
because if there were any EMS that comes back in within the last, if they've left from over 2 months, I think is where we go. 2 months, 3 months.
Right.
We put them as EMR because we just want to make sure that their skills are set. Now, they are supposed to access a refresher course, which is a scenario review. And I'm very sorry that didn't get presented to you and signed off in all of that. I'm talking to the previous trainers and seeing what's going on there.
Right. I mean, I am an EMT now, though.
Yes, and that was another thing I was about to say. You've been... How's
we're
your
heading up to
EMT
Sandy,
training
medical.
going?
Without trying to sound arrogant or condescending or anything like that,
Shots fired.
I know my shit. Like,
Okay.
for me, like,
Apologies, EMS.
in a way, it kind of like feels like it comes out natural because, like, in a way, I kind of like go back to my paramedic days and I don't have any issues dealing with medicals at all.
Okay. So, what I'm going to... what's gonna happen is... Sorry, words. Is that... No, I need to go backwards. Right. So you're also aware that whilst you're training as a pillbox doctor, you can remain in your EMS uniform and
Right.
still station at the hospital. So if a call
I mean-
goes off, you can go out, bring them back, and you can follow them into the surgery room.
Oh, no, I know. I've been doing that last night, actually. I assisted on surgery twice with 2 of the patients that I brought in.
Awesome. You're also aware that with that option, that also allows you, because you're EMS primary, to, once you finish your doctor's training, or even whilst you're waiting for a trainer, you can go out to station at other hospitals.
Yeah, I am more than aware.
It's awesome to hear. So yeah, as long as you're helping with like supporting with that, because obviously the great benefit of that is that you're able to go out, grab the medical, bring them back. We've worked out why there seems to be a bit of confusion between the fact that we apparently worked together and we didn't know each other, but it's actually because we both worked in 2 separate units.
I'm probably even like different time zones because I usually
Probably
work
different
more
time-
during the night. Yeah.
Yeah, probably different time shifts as well. So what's happening is also that after 2 weeks, normally at EMT, after being promoted, we normally review where people are. And if we've seen real great improvements, because I'm talking to all the trainers at the moment anyway,
Right.
we have a talk. We have a talk about who do we think gets to be promoted, and as long I'm going to be talking to some within like that's normally on your shift, I'm going to absolutely ruin myself today and tomorrow. But I'm going to try and talk to some with on your shift and see where we are, and then we can take it to the point where, sorry words, but if I on here what I'm hearing, what I should be hearing from them should mean that you should be possibly within that realms of being promoted to paramedic.
All right. Can
Just-
I say something real
Yes.
quick, Aya? I'm gonna make a couple of points. First of all, this whole thing started. This whole confusion was because, like I said, I known Cricket for a while, and she asked me like, "Oh, so you're back? Like, you are what? Like, what are you right now?" And it's like, "I am an EMR." She was like, "Wait, what do you mean you are an EMR?" She was like, "Yeah," but she was like, "You used to be a paramedic back in the day," and I was like, "Yes." And she was like, "For how long you been at EMR now?" And I said that that's the point. I was kind of like a week and a half in. And she was like, "But you didn't tell them that, you know, that you are returning paramedic and whatnot." And I was like, "Yeah, but, you know, I don't know. Apparently I have to be retrained." And she was not very happy with the idea at all,
Okay,
to be honest.
she only reached out to me yesterday.
I don't know. I'm telling you what I know.
That's absolutely fine. She only reached out to me personally yesterday. So there was nothing, and you're already in EMT at 2 weeks. So for me, that helps absolutely nothing, because if I'd been told about that whilst you were in EMT, EMR, sorry, I could have done something. And I'm so
Right.
sorry that information wasn't actually passed along to me.
I mean, it's okay. Like, miscommunication happens in this city all the fucking time, love. I'm more, so it doesn't bother me. And also, sometimes the way I present points or when I say things, it can come across as me being bitchy or complaining about stuff without even meaning to do so. Like, the only thing that I can probably come across as a complaint from my side of things was the fact that I like people been telling me like, "Okay, you're doing really good in the scenarios. It's clearly that you know what you're doing, but I want to see you on the field." And at the time, there was, like I said, nothing going on in the field at all. Like during my training, I attended probably like 3 medicals in the field, and they were like super simple things. The only one that was kind of complex, I did it with Vanessa on my first day, and that was basically it. And honestly, if I'm gonna be completely honest and real with you, I was losing interest in the department because, like, what is the whole sense of waiting for something to be, you know, approved and checked on stuff on the field when there's absolutely nothing going on?
Okay, so as long as the departments have been merged, we've also had some procedure changes, but I'm sure you've looked at the training certification guide over and over, and I'm hoping and there's not much I can do there. I do prefer to see people in the field, but we're also I'm talking to all the trainers and seeing where that seems to have lacked.
Right. And also one thing that was kind of like a little bit annoying, probably me being too honest for my own good, is that even though I had all this knowledge, that maybe I needed to, like you said, being reviewed in a way. Even that, I felt like sometimes I was actually trying to demonstrate that I knew stuff. And I felt like people were kind of like explaining me like if I was completely ignorant about stuff, like if I didn't know what I was doing. That is the only kind of like thing that was kind of like annoying to me. That is
Okay. So I wish I'd known about this in your EMR stage, because if I had, I would have been able to do something. And unfortunately, at this moment, there is nothing I can do about that, and that's wasted time for you. It's wasted time that you could have been training, and I'm truly, truly sorry that that wasn't communicated. You are more than welcome to take my number to talk about things. I'm very happy to see that you're doing some cross training and that you are taking the initiative to kind of head out to medicals when there's no other EMS on, and coming back. Like I said,
Right.
I should be I should be talking with trainers and evaluating all our EMTs, all our paramedics at the moment, and seeing where they're going. But that's an issue I was not aware of, and I sincerely wish Cricket had brought that to me at that stage instead of waiting. So you're 1.5 weeks in. This is about 2.5 weeks old now, then?
Yeah, and I was on EMR probably like for 3 weeks.
So this is not even 2.5 weeks, this is 3.5 weeks old.
Yeah, but like I said, Cricket has been, like, I haven't seen her that much, so she probably had other stuff going on.
I mean,
Listen, Aya, we are not all perfect, all right? People, we have lives outside the city. Maybe she was busy with stuff like that.
maybe. But, like I said, because I did not know that information, I was unaware.
Yeah, but listen, you don't have to apologize to me about anything because at the end of the day, I made it through training. I am fine. I am able to go in the field and do stuff. Like last night was a really busy night for me, and I like to think I did a good job for the most part. I don't know. I didn't have no one to evaluate me in that sense, other than another EMT. But I don't mind. Like I said, I went through training. For me, it's not time wasted. It's whatever. Like it didn't keep me out, awake at night. So in that sense, it doesn't bother me. Also not in no rush to be promoted. I don't like. At the other day, it is what it is. But the concern that I have, though, now that we are sitting here, that has nothing to do with my training, though. Kind of like as a refresher, right? Does a paramedic have any sort of authority over me? Any ruling over me?
Senior paramedic.
I mean, like normal paramedic.
Let me check the discipline guide, hold on. I want to give you the correct answer, but I don't want to confuse you.
Take your time.
From what I remember, don't quote me on this, but from what I remember, it's only like telling someone what they did wrong.
Yeah, it's a verbal correction.
Yeah.
Right, but they don't have any sort of authority to tell me what should I do, what should I not do on duty, or even like tell me that what should I talk or not talk about in a casual conversation in the lobby of the hospital.
They can guide you, but they can't.
They cannot tell me stop doing that.
Well, if you're doing something illegal, then they're gonna do it.
No, I have had I'm not gonna drop names because it's not in my principle to actually drop names, but if I'm gonna be honest with you, I consider you a chain of command. Some of your paramedics have been bossing around EMTs like if they're like some sort of the big boss of this fucking hospital.
Okay, well, I can't.
You should keep an eye out on that.
I can't
because
change
that is.
Sorry.
Yeah, because that for EMTs or people that are in, well, not the EMRs, but EMTs, that is a little bit demoralizing.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I decided to cross-train as a doctor and potentially even thought about making talk to you and also talk to the head of the hospital or whoever I have to talk to, make doctor my main thing because of that.
Okay. So you then would be required to station a pillbox if it's not staffed adequately.
Right, because I'm gonna give you an example of this. Are you familiar with Daniel Whippy? EMT? He's
Yes.
kind of like an Aussie.
Well, no, he's an EMR.
EMR, sorry. He's a returning paramedic too.
Yes,
Back in the day, he was one of the people who trained me actually.
Yes, he's currently awaiting a review.
Right. We were having a conversation, making sure that we were whispering, not being loud for people to hear us, even though the lobby of the hospital was completely empty. And one of the paramedics came to us saying oh, you should stop talking to each other like that. This is not the kind of conversation you should treat each other in the lobby of a hospital. we were just having fun, like the best way I can put it. Me and Weepy always had kind of like that sort of camaraderie in which we actually kind of like we are jokingly kind of like mean to each other, but we both know it's in a joking manner, and we're not being disrespectful in any shape or form. And we were both like, "What the fuck is wrong in here?" Like, this paramedic comes out of nowhere and say like, "Yeah, you should stop doing that.
Hmm?
You're gonna get in trouble if you do
Okay.
that." It was not even
I'll have a
like,
cookie.
"Okay, guys, can we turn it down a little bit?" No, it was like, "Stop doing that."
You want me to go?
Scenarios
Right.
and
Sorry.
scenarios like that I have witnessed and experienced a couple of times already.
Okay. So this is my. Can I ask what you were talking about?
76, that medical.
I was just like, I think what I said was we were just, being quote unquote bullies in a joking manner to each other. And I was like, you know what, Weepy, I don't want to deal with I think probably the only thing that may have come across as an insult, say like, I am done dealing with your bullshit. You need to stop. But it was pretty clear that I was being sarcastic, and I was even like laughing between words.
Okay. Unfortunately for some people that does. So the other piece of advice is I can't then correct paramedics if I do not know the paramedic's name. And you can tell me, I can have Mihal move off if you want to tell me privately the paramedics, but a problem isn't solved until I know the names of those paramedics so I can go and solve them. I can make the statement several hundred times in a meeting. I can make the statement several hundred times in an SOP. I can't deal with the exact, but if it's a continuous problem, those people are going to continuously ignore, and I have no way of dealing with it until somebody tells me.
Right. Okay. Right now I don't remember like exactly who that person was. It was a female. That's all I remember. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. I am known for being honest, even if I have to say things that a lot of people don't like hearing. One of the reasons why I left the hospital to begin with, when I'm back in the day when I was a paramedic, is because of situations like that.
Okay.
People like not knowing their place. I know my place really fucking well. Like I know my place, but a lot of people seem to have seem to have the notion that they have power and authority that they don't necessarily have, or even people like tend to think that they are untouchable because they are well connected between the higher ups in the hospital. That being anything from a deputy chief to a director. That used to happen a lot in the past, and honestly, if I see that happening again in the EMS department, I would legit would say I'm gonna make doctor my main and only thing.
So you would be dropping EMS at that stage?
Yeah, because I am a person who deals with a lot of stress and anxiety, right? And I already have enough stress and anxiety triggered by stuff about my personal life in the city. I don't want to also top that with stuff that happens at work that shouldn't happen to begin with.
Okay. So my advice, if it happens again, you have my number. You text me immediately, and I will deal with it as I can. But like I said, I can't do anything, and Mihal will attest to this. Nothing can be done if I do not know the name. I can start off with making it a general statement. I can then make it a small kind of, this needs to happen, this needs to stop. But then the next step is I have to go and talk to the person directly. And if the person's name isn't given to me, there is nothing that's going to change. I know that there's been issues in all departments because of that.
Right. Well, you have my word that if I witness this happening to someone or that happens to me again, I'm gonna be the first one to know with name and even call sign, if I must.
Okay. If you witness it happening to somebody else, you need to tell me the name of the other person as well, so that I can get if it happens to you, I need a statement. I need your words about what happened and what was said to you, or
Right.
what you said as well, just so that I've got the exact wording, because it's also, whilst it can be general, again, having those wordings really helps to get down to the core of the issue.
Right, but you're also probably gonna hear it from either from me or from somebody else, because honestly, one thing that I am in this life is not scared of confrontation. If I feel disrespected, I will do something about it. You know, like, yeah, a lot of people come that across as me having an attitude, which is probably true depending on the eyes of whether judge eyes want to pass judgment. But if I see something done wrong, like somebody who shouldn't be doing what they're doing, I'm not gonna be like start throwing like insults or whatnot, but I'm gonna confront that person. And considering how bitchy some person are probably gonna have a complaint with a name on it because of it.
Then
I'm being honest. I am being honest. Like, I don't mind being dishonest.
Okay. So the other option. Okay, I will take that into account. Now, I will take that all into account, okay? If a complaint does happen, I have to treat it fairly, I have to investigate it fairly, I have to get down to the bottom of what happened.
Right, and you honestly, like, I'm open. Like, if you ever had a complaint with my name on it, somebody complaining about me, expect nothing
Delta
but
800
the
to EMS
truth
dispatch.
from my side of things. Because I'm not gonna be like, trying to lie or blame somebody else.
Oh, never mind.
Can we have a unit please roll down
like
to the
lie
chop
or
shop in the south side?
blame
We had
stuff
the
on other
locals get a
people
bang
to cover
and
my
there's an individual who's
back.
got a gunshot wound.
Like, I don't mind. And if
10-4,
I
76 in just a
done
moment.
wrong, I would tell you. Yeah, you know what? You're right. That's completely my fault. That was completely my bad.
Well, I will talk to Cricket. Unless you want to talk to Cricket.
Let me talk to Cricket first, if you don't mind.
That's absolutely fine. Like I said, if you explain to her that we came from 2 different units, that might help clear up things.
Yeah, but like I said, now I don't have any sort of issues. Like, I am completely fine, and I am in no rush to be promoted. Like, I leave it up to you when you guys think. Well, you and everybody who is in charge of making that decision to, like, promote me whenever you guys feel like I'm ready for it. Like I said, I'm not constantly looking for that promotion.
Okay. Well, that's really good to hear as well, because that's going to help with us knowing who is ready and who is not.
All right. Like, at the end of the day, I know that I know my stuff, and I am kind of like able to do my job when the time comes, and that's basically all I need for me to be content. The rest, I don't know. For me, the rest is just details.
Okay. Right. I will let you go back to Pillbox. If you want Mihal to take you, that's absolutely fine.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Pillbox and probably do some quick training. But when it comes to EMS, I'm always on call and welcome to transition if needed.
That's literally all I need to hear, is that you're willing to transition, and that if needed, because we're not going to put restrictions on you about where you can station or anything. Just that if you are not being you're not fully being a doctor that day, that you just do go out and do patrols. If you're being doctor, all we ask is that you get ready to respond to calls if needs be.
Yeah, the only way I wouldn't drop anything I doing to actually respond to a call if needed is if I'm in the middle of a super kind of life depending surgery and I'm really needed there. Not I'm always on call.
Awesome. Good to hear.
All right.
And thank you
All
for
right, perfect.
talking to me, and thank you for helping me figure out where all this confusion has come from.
Pillbox to
No,
police
but
dispatch.
yeah, like I said, it was all a
That's the
huge
We
misunderstanding.
got one
No,
stab victim
nothing more
down
than
here in the
that. And
OR1
like
right
I
now.
said, I'm not pissed off. I'm not
10 for all of
disappointed or
Unit
anything. I just
76.
like,
Do we also have
Okay,
medical
so
rolling down
do
to
you
the
want
chop
me-
shop?
Do you want me to text Mihal? That might be you.
EMS, can you confirm?
yeah, like my final statement would be
10-4, I am 76.
for
10-4, thank you.
I've been around this city enough to actually learn how to deal with stuff and even go with the flow. You know, I just don't. I try not to stress out unnecessarily about stuff,
Okay.
or at least stuff like this. You know, like that. There's nothing more than a big misunderstanding.
Okay. Do you want me to text Cricket that you're going to speak to her? Or...
I have her number. I will text her when I get to Pillbox.
Okay, do you want to take my number and just quickly text me your number? That way that you have a direct line to me.
All right. I am ready when you are.
842-0387. 842-0387.
All right. And what is your last name, love?
Marks.
All right. Did you get that?
I did. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Great. All right. Well, I guess we'll stay in contact. I guess. And if you need anything else from me, any further questions in the future, anything you want to clarify, same as with my EMS job, I'm on call. So just let me know.
Thank you. That really does help. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to Pillbox then.
Yep. Do you want me how to take you?
Sorry, what was that again?
Do you want me how to take you?
You want me to what?
Do you want me how to take you?
Oh, no, my car is parked over there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know whether you'd put it away in the garage.
No, I'm good, love. All right. Both of you have a good day.
You too.
You too. Can you not pull out cars here?
You can.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I do need to ask you about how you think training's going and everything else.
Training with everything else, what?
How
One
you
way.
think trainees are going. Is there any EMTs that you're worried about? Is there any EMRs that you're worried about? Is there anything that needs changing in the SOP?
To be completely fair, I don't think I've been on duty enough to really, you know, at least for any EMRs or anything, because I haven't done any training much. Hopefully I do get to do some more, but it depends if trainers come on duty. Not trainers, trainees come on duty.
So I want to establish on a second Saturday, instead of deputies meeting, I want to establish a trainers. Coming to talk to the trainers over the course of this weekend, one-to-one, or working with, like, having a bigger meeting so that we can, depends what issues come out from this, but I want to try and establish what the problems are, where do we need to improve, what's really concerning, is there any EMRs that we just need to keep an eye on, anything like
Yeah.
that, so we can open up the doors of communication.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think a trainer meeting could be super good, since we usually used to have a lot of issues with training, which we would be able to just easily communicate like that.
I think it could be a very good thing. But at the same time, I need to go and see all these trainers one-to-one and have a
Yeah.
chat with them.
Yes.
Which is super hard when some of them are LOA.
Do we have a lot of trainers? Actually, I can check that myself.
Yeah, I'm like, you are more than welcome to look that.
X-ray 20 is 76 to Pillbach with 1 stable.
Okay, I mean, yeah, we do have quite a bit of trainers.
What do you,